I was seconds away from sending a £375 VR headset to a scammer until eBay sent me an email that stopped me in my tracks. Here's the story of what happened. Okay, for those of you who don't know who I am already, I am a part-time reseller. I sell stuff on eBay mostly that I've picked up from car boot sales, charity shops. I flip stuff off of Vinted. This item I'm going to talk about is actually from my last video about flipping stuff on Vinted. It is the MetaQuest 2 VR headset. So it is a brand new and sealed item. And if you're wondering why I was selling it, it is because it is my part-time side hustle. Okay, so the story starts like any other eBay sale. Someone purchased an item from me. It was this VR headset. It is the most expensive item on my store, so I was pretty chuffed about that. But of course, because of that, I went and checked out the buyer's information just to be sure if there was any red flags or anything, because it was a brand new sealed item and obviously quite high value. So I always check their details just to see if anything stands out. And red flags went off straight away. So the first red flag that I saw was that his account was made on the 30th of December. It was made on the day of the purchase. That's a pretty big red flag. Admittedly, they could be someone who has just created an account and they've never bought anything on eBay before. So I sort of had the benefit of the doubt for that one. The second red flag is that this item was being posted to an address that was not a home address. It wasn't an office address. It wasn't a work address. It was a parcel locker. Okay, so there is no way you can really trace that back very easily to an individual's home or you know, anything that was going to give away who this person is. So that was the second red flag. When you put the new account and then the parcel locker address together, that's a big red flag. And the third red flag, weirdly enough, and I'm going to say his name because his account has since been deleted and I can only assume that this is a false alias because the name was so rare. So his name was Donald McIntosh. Donald McIntosh. Never heard of those two names. Donald is quite rare. Macintosh I've never heard. Again, put those together and put that with the fact that he's got this address that isn't his address. It's a parcel locker and his account was made on the day. All of that together, massive red flag. So of course I was worried from the get-go that this was going to be a scam. Now after these red flags, I made sure to message the buyer. I wanted to protect myself as well as I could. So I put together a nicely worded message, or two or three, basically explaining to the buyer, checking a few things that they knew what they were buying, you know, doubling down on the fact that they knew they were buying a brand new in-box MetaQuest 2. I also told them and alerted them to the fact that I was going to be recording myself packing it just due to scammers in the past. I was going to film the whole process. I was going to pack it extremely well, just so they fully knew and understood that I understood not to mess around. At least I was hoping if they were a scammer, they would maybe see that and think, oh, I'm not going to bother because this person's clearly taking precautions. Didn't bother them apparently. They did reply actually, and I'll put the reply here. I'll read the reply as well, but they also have since changed their name. They had two separate different names on this eBay account and now it's deleted, so it doesn't matter anyway. But here's the reply and here's how it reads. Hi there, you have messaged me about this item as I used guest checkout to purchase it yesterday at around 5 PM, but I wasn't able to reply to you. Yes, I'm perfectly fine with you recording yourself packing the item, and this is not an issue. My name on the order is Donald McIntosh. If you have any other issues, please message me and I'll try my best to reply. This is a present for my nephew, so the sooner it's posted, the better. Thanks a lot. And I obviously replied to him. I was courteous. I'm not going to read every message, but that was the only interaction that I ever had with him where he had messaged me back. So because of all these red flags, I filmed myself packing this item to the best of my ability. I refused for it to be broken upon arrival. I wanted to limit any risk I had. I'll put some footage of that up now and you can see just the extent that I went to make sure this thing was not going to get broken. Before moving on though, please do remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Only about 30% of you are subscribed who are watching my videos right now. So we're approaching 3,000 subscribers. So every single person joining matters and it is great to see such quick growth for the channel. And remember to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this content and a comment as well. I like to hear all of your stories. But yeah, drop a comment, like and subscribe and we'll carry on with the video. The first thing I'm going to do is wrap it in this kind of hard, it's more hardy bubble wrap. It's thicker. Small bubbles to begin with, but it's thicker. and this will give it an initial layer of protection. So this is the first protective layer I've got. This is like the thick bubble wrap. Now I'm going to do another layer of small bubbles because I've got it. Okay, so this is the initial double layer of bubble wrap that I have planned. Next, I think I'm going to wrap this in a layer of cardboard. Right, so I've got this box and I'm going to cut it down one side and just wrap it around the center of this thing to provide it some structural support. Okay, so the whole thing is now encased, apart from the ends, in a layer of card. Now what I'll probably do is tape another bit of cardboard over the end that hasn't got the cardboard. So I think I'm going to cut the top because it seems to line up pretty much bang on with where these folds are. So if I cut those off and sort of fold it around the end like that, that's going to provide it a decent bit of structural support. The end I don't think is going to get damaged anyway. There's loads of bubble wrap there, but I'm, like I said, not taking any risks. So we'll see how that works out, and if that works, then I'll do that on both ends. Yeah, so maybe, okay, if this got wet and the cardboard melted off and it got scraped along the floor, maybe it would get through the cardboard and the bubble wrap. I'm going to wrap this entire thing in big bubbles. That will protect it again from shocks and hits and stuff. Water won't get through it because unless it was dropped in a pool, it won't penetrate the bubbles. Probably do 2 or 3 layers, we'll see. I'm going to wrap it in big bubbles now, and then we'll see how I feel after that. Okay, so now this bubble wrap layer is well and truly on. We have got the 2 small layers of little bubbles. We've got a layer of double walled cardboard, and now we've got about 2 layers. Some layers look like they've tripled up, but about 2 layers of large bubbles. I think that that is personally pretty overkill. You know what? I want to guarantee the money, and honestly, the value I'm going to make out of this is probably 150-ish pounds, give or take, maybe a bit less. So I'm going to chuck another single layer box cut up around the middle, because these ones fold really easy. I have to sort of cut them, and that will be just another shock layer added for this, so it will stop the bubbles popping and whatnot. And now that this is wrapped, this thing's attached, so honestly not really much need for it, but like I say, why not? I'm going to put this in a black bag now, so it'll be waterproof. And you know what? As bags are cheap, I'm going to double bag it. I'm going to tape this up now, and this will be taped a lot to prevent tears and rips and stuff like that. That's the end of my tape. I'm doing no more. So this thing is taped. That's bothersome. So yeah, there is no way that this is going to arrive broken. I can nearly guarantee it. This would have to go through hell to arrive broken, and I mean worse conditions. If you could throw this around and nothing's happening to that. That is well and truly packed. So yeah, I took this parcel and all these other parcels that I packed that day to the post office. Now this was sent via Every, so bear that in mind. I went to a post office, Royal Mail post office first, and I sent the smaller parcels I had. And then as I got back into the van, I was about to set off to the parcel shop that is literally minutes down the road. I got an email. Got an email from eBay, and I thought, okay, I get loads of emails from eBay, but it had a title that was different than one I had ever seen since sending or posting or selling on eBay. Well, apologies it's so dark, but I've just come out to post that parcel and a couple others. I've just got a really weird email from eBay that I've never had before, so I'm gonna record myself reading that to you now, but I've literally just got it as I was about to post the parcel, so I think I'm lucky. And maybe my first instincts were correct about this purchase. I've never had an email like this before, so yeah, let me know what you think about this, but have a listen. The header of the email is an important security alert for your account. That's what drew my attention, and the email itself reads as follows. Hello Flippin' Rich, it looks like you may have been in touch with DomSin74, and we want to let you know that some security concerns have come up with this account. We recommend taking some precautions to make sure your account stays secure. Here's what you should do. Stop all communications with DomSin74. Do not respond to their offers to buy or sell an item. Do not respond to their requests to change your order or delivery information. Do not click on or copy and paste any links they send you. If you have sent an item to DomSin74, contact the carrier to have it returned to you. If you have sent payment outside of eBay, contact your payment service provider to alert them of a potentially fraudulent charge. You may also want to update your password, change your secret questions, forward any suspicious emails to spoof@ebay.com. I'd never heard of that as a email for eBay. It doesn't even sound real. I thought this was maybe a fake email, but it isn't. But it must be said, this email saved me. It stopped me posting that item. I was literally about to post it. It would have been minutes and that would have been sent away, never to be heard from again, I'm guessing. Or, well, his account's gone, it's deleted now, so it's probably never going to come back to me. I'm not 100% sure what his plan was, whether it's to claim it never arrived or swap out his broken one for the new one inside. I don't know what the scam was, but there is definitely something dodgy there. No idea what the plan was with that item. And yeah, so that email literally saved my skin. I was minutes away from sending that. And yeah, if I had sent that, I would have probably lost out on £375 or the item, or I don't know, or both. I have no idea. So now we move on to the steps that I took after receiving this email and after I chose obviously to not send this item out. So the first thing I did was I didn't speak to the guy again. I contacted eBay. I rang them up just to double check what I should do. I'm not going to show that phone call, but basically what they said is I had to cancel the order. I could cancel it for the reasons of an issue with the buyer's address. So I did so. And also I cancelled the postage label, which you can do via the desktop version of eBay. You can go on your postage, cancel the postage label, get refunded for that, and then cancel the order. Of course, I had to refund all the money. I can't keep all of the money and sell it twice. So that's been refunded. His account's deleted, so I guess it's just going to go straight to the bank account that took the transaction, I guess. Now I just want to share a few final thoughts as to how you can avoid this sort of situation yourself and what I'm going to do in future as well. So anytime you get an order through for normally a high value item, check when the account was created. If the account was created within the last day or two, or to be honest, even the last week, there should be some sort of red flags popping up there. There's not much you can do about it, but that's the first red flag you should look out for. Of course, if the delivery address is again like this one, a parcel locker and not an address, more red flags should be getting raised. Another red flag is if the buyer is rushing you, which I suppose this one was sort of doing with his message to me earlier, saying about, oh, the sooner this can get posted, the better for my nephew. Any stories like that are really pushing you, especially if it's from a new account, they want you to get that item out so they can do whatever they're planning. So just be wary of that as well. Of course, never send an item to a buyer outside of eBay. If they want to do a deal on PayPal, friends and family, don't ever do that. eBay doesn't like that anyway, but never do that. And of course, if the worst comes to the worst, just contact eBay. If you are genuinely worried, like I probably should have been, but I got thrown off, and I've done this for years and I got thrown off, and I know people are going to comment saying, oh, you're stupid. I'm sorry. But if you want to, ring eBay, worst comes to worst. If you think it isn't legitimate, ring them. Ask them to investigate the account. They'll be able to see if there's any strikes against it or if it's blacklisted. If there's been any other complaints recently, anything like that, they'll be able to see it and they'll be able to suss out if it is dodgy or not. I hope my story helps someone out there avoid getting scammed in future, because honestly, if this had gone through and I'd lost this, I would have been really upset and angry. So yeah, hopefully this has helped someone. If you have a similar story to me, then put it in the comments below. I'll reply to it and I'll have a read of every single comment. There'll be more and more coming this year, so yeah, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Thank you.